Hello, friends. I'm Jonathan Pishna with Apex Counseling, and we are returning to talking about beliefs today. So, as you know, if you've watched very many of my videos, we sometimes point out specific beliefs that have a tendency to cause people problems so they can begin working on and working through them. And one of the ones that I have been working with a lot recently that I wanted to point out to people is it's kind of like a perfectionistic underlying belief. If it's not pointed out to you, it can be difficult to spot. So I'm going to point it out today, and hopefully people watching this that carry it will be able to notice it, which is the belief that basically if I do something the easiest way possible, that I'm somehow cheating, I'm somehow doing something wrong. A lot of people carry the belief that they really have to do things the hardest way possible. And sadly, that really gets in the way of a lot of people living a good life. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples. A pretty low-level, easy example is even just sometimes things as simple as remembering to do things. It's not terribly uncommon that you might suggest, well, hey, write things down, set reminders in your phone. And someone carry the belief that I shouldn't need to do that. And really, if that's kind of the response, whether within yourself, you hear another person say that, the underlying belief is that somehow it's cheating. Doing it the easiest way possible is cheating. You're supposed to do it the hard way. You're supposed to be able to remember everything in your head without writing it down. And while that seems like a pretty low-level, easy example, even that a lot of people carry around with them, and it can get in the way of their lives. But as soon as you expand that to much more serious stuff, this is the type of belief that can cause people some serious problems. Just if we look at things like anxiety, most people have anxiety at some point in their life, but sometimes people will make up the belief that it's somehow wrong for them to use coping skills for them to go get help. Like, some people will know, oh, here's the thing I could do that would help, but I shouldn't need to do that. It's therefore somehow bad if I do the thing I would know would work. Well, that immediately is a problem. That's a problem belief, because if you have anxiety or you have any other sort of mood difficulty, and you know what would help, but you don't do it because you somehow think that that's bad or a sign of weakness or it's cheating or you should be able to do it some other way, well, then you're going to end up keeping the anxiety, and you're going to end up keeping the like negative moods, and it's just going to drive you deeper into that. But there's even some much more hard-hitting types of ways this shows up. A really classic one is somebody who's in a bad career fit, and especially like has worked hard on trying to make it work and knows, okay, I became a doctor and now I see that being a doctor is really just not the right career fit for me. There's a lot of people who will make up that somehow they're taking the easy way out if they switch careers. If they decide, okay, this med school thing didn't work out, but I can't change careers because that's taking the easy way out. I'm not allowed to do that. That's cheating. When in fact, a lot of times that's actually the right move. I mean, it's unfortunate if somebody gets in the wrong career path, but then instead of making a change that can make things better for them, they'll spend sometimes 10, 15, 20 years in the wrong career for them and develop all sorts of depression and other sorts of other types of negative moods. And you see this pop up all over the place, that somehow taking the easy way out is wrong. And sometimes taking the easy way out is questionable, but just because, if I look around my room and I want to exit it, there's a door right there. That's the easiest way out. It doesn't mean I need to crash through the window or the wall because that's a much more difficult way and it proves something to me. Sometimes the easy way really is right. Even just people getting stressed out, instead of taking a break from the stressor, oftentimes they'll make up that, no, it's much more correct for me to just push through. It shows, I don't know, something. It shows how tough I am, or shows that I can handle things, instead of just taking a rest, which is of course the easiest thing, but people accidentally make up that that's somehow cheating. So the reason I want to point this out today is not because I think everyone listening to this will be able to automatically work through it, but I at least want people to be able to be aware of it. Notice if it's happening to you, have a chance to work through it. And of course, if you need help, get with a licensed counselor to get some assistance with it. But if you carry this around undetected, you're going to find all sorts of ways to stress yourself out. It becomes very, very self-destructive very quickly. And of course, we want people to know that sometimes taking the easy way is just correct. It is just okay sometimes to do the thing that would make things easiest on you. So hopefully this is helpful to somebody out there today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes. I'm Jonathan Pishner with Apex Counseling, and I will see you next time.